everything that I always talk about in my professional world is like strategy, execution, and business and sales acceleration. And the acceleration process is having someone that you can look up to, be inspired by, and not have to always reinvent the wheel. Sade Cooper, to me, has been someone.
Relationship is key in this world. Everybody wants to feel loved or liked or just be thought of, right? Relationship, even outside of this, is a core practice of when we are working with children in education around their social, emotional development, right? It is grounded in relationships.
Philanthropy can create a ripple effect where one act of giving can inspire another. I've seen this firsthand with the different partners that I've gone and created some collaborations with that possibly weren't even in the given space.
I took 3 prominent Black women to dinner who did not know me. One was at that time running the Office of Children's Affairs, Women's Affairs, and the Department of Safety for Denver. And I took them to Maggiano's. And they were all there. They came, thank the Lord.
Yes.
And they allowed me to pitch chic to them. This is to Black women.
Being a newer kid on the block, it doesn't feel as new as it probably could be, just because a lot of things feel familiar with this last 20 years of being in this community work. But the name and having people come up and ask questions and reach out and want to be a part and send proposals in that, work that they can do. It's exciting. It's exciting to be able to bring another freshness to the space. We had one of the foundations that's been around for 16 years reach in and say, hey, listen, I just want to do some partnering because while some of our work does cross and we want to be able to do work with people that have similarities, so you don't always have to reinvent the wheel. You can divide and conquer, you could expand more, which are things that we are here for. But what they said specifically is there's a freshness that we love, that we want to see. There's a new approach to how you're partnering with partners that we wouldn't have even thought of. And so it just feels good to be able to bring that sort of impact, because that is still another way to impact with your peers. Learn from your peers, grow with your peers, collaborate with your peers. So being the newer kid on the block, it's fun. It's fun. It's a good time, right? So we're definitely enjoying it with all the good, the bad, and all the other things in between.
I tell people I'm not a politician. Before then, I wouldn't even consider myself to be an activist. But here we are today.
I have someone that I met with through social settings, the social members club, and we really just only saw each other in that space, which wasn't connected to anything formalized. And as a result of them learning more about what my efforts are and how I like to spend my time when I'm not working, they actually asked to become a volunteer and have been one of our strong volunteers that's at the schools weekly, if not every week, definitely several times in a month.
Mentorship is in the root of that, relationship is in that. And so that is one of our principles throughout any one of our programs is teach one, reach one, lift one up.
Collective action is the backbone to large-scale change. Collective is unity. It means you're doing this with someone else. It's not a solo journey, even though there are parts of it that feel very solo. It can be a bit intimidating when just trying to manage through different funding challenges, mainly because you are doing your research and you're really able to see, everything is public information with funding, how much you've raised. And so when you see some of those differences and you're trying to match up to, do you fit? What would be a reason why you wouldn't hit that same target or that same goal or that same outcome that, another foundation would hit. You have to go like lean back into your big sister, your big brother, your mentorship, like something to look forward to, something to look up to, and something you're chasing. And so when you're thinking about the mentorship, for me, there's been some people that I've asked to step into an assignment to be like a big, sister mentorship to Traillionaires Foundation. And Sade Cooper, CEO and founder, has been one of those people. And if there's like an area of confusion or just an area of, a lack of knowledge on my side, I go ahead and ask. I mean, whether it's asking and there's an opportunity to be a yes or a no, or just asking purely for information, those are things that I am not afraid to do. And those are things that I want to always do and be able to find the right people to be able to do those things with.
I had to go to battle for a $20,000 check. To battle for a $20,000. I had to push back on them. Just because we're new doesn't mean that we're not capable or able, or this isn't the right thing to do.
Managing shifts and deadlines, it's just the same as you do with any other thing you have that's on your plate. You have your day that you prioritize for whatever you have listed, right? So in my case, there's a whole host of work that I have that goes into my day. And then whenever you have the time and wherever it's allotted for other different areas of focus that are timelines, that's what the team is for. So we have a team. Recently posted what our team is looking like and who's been supporting, and there's a lot of people supporting. So with all those team members, there's timelines, there's expectations. They're the ones who's out there making sure those things happen. And you create a things to do list, and you check it twice, and just continue to move forward with what you've outlined as the way to get to the end goal. So things will always be having some challenges and rapid changes, but the goal is to find the right group of people who are willing to go that distance with you to make sure those deadlines are met and those things to do lists are getting off the desk.
It's different when I look at other organizations that do the same work and know that they are getting funded. Because there is still sexism that is in this work. There's racial biases in this work. And what I do know is that when they come for a Black organization, especially that is woman-led, they are coming for the money. We see even now in our landscape, there was a report that was released, and they were targeting Black organizations who were doing this work.
The most frustrating part about creating exceptional experiences are the differences between what each person sees as exceptional. Everyone's versions of exceptional are not created equal. And so one of the exercises that the team has gone through is being able to have a consultant come in and help determine what exceptional outcomes look like as we describe it. And so that is going to be a base of what at least we can give people, the team, something to expect as well as something to lean into. What it's like to work through challenges and still honor our tagline, exceptional outcomes only, or where exceptional is the norm. That term is really intentional about just putting your best foot forward, right? Like not trying to lean into basic, but lean into the very best that can be done. There's gonna be challenges. So trying to have exceptional outcomes only is not synonymous with not having challenges. The challenges will be there, but what you got to continue to do is be intentional about being able to provide the best service possible for the donors, for the community. So you just stay the course. The course is exceptional outcomes only. So stay that course.
I remember there sitting there like, well, damn. Really? That was mean. And then I went to another foundation, was like, well, if you don't have a budget size of over $250,000, we won't mess with you.
What it's like being able to lead a foundation at this point in my career, and is there a learning curve? Absolutely. Well, one, what it's like leading a foundation, which is just purpose-driven work. It feels like it's another opportunity to pour into the things that I love doing well, which are my passion, while fueling my purpose at the same time. So really what it's like is just being able to tap into the things that we talk about in the foundation and teach youth of color and BIPOC and those furthest from opportunities, more so the youth of color, because those are some missing ingredients sometimes that I feel like are needed, or being able to be clear about who you are, what you're called on the planet to do. And so when you're doing those things, this is just part of who I am and what I'm called on the planet to be. So it feels like I am doing my job. It feels like I'm completing the rest of my job. So yes, there's a career, and then there's this passion that I'm able to fuel by being able to lead some things that I feel like we need more of. And it feels good. Learning curve, yeah, because my world has been serving on boards, serving in the community, and not necessarily driving what that looks like. Like I've been like more on the servant side, still being a leader in there, but being on the servant side, being told what's needed and how I can help fulfill that. And so the learning curve of being more in this business world that I've been in for nearly over 20 years is, what are the nonprofit Bible rules? What are those rules of engagement? They're not all equally the same as the rules of engagement on the business side. The lasting impact through your giving is going to be the same as your legacy, right? So you get the opportunity to create maybe someone that you loved, sponsorship in their name, or something that's recurring in the honor of. Was there something that that person that you want to carry on past beyond the years of them being around, or your own self, or for your future self, your future family members? Being creative and having fun with it, right? Hey, I really enjoy public speaking, so this monthly recurring donation is going to strengthen what it takes to properly speak publicly, what tools are needed, do you need a media kit? So there's just creative ways that don't have to be super restrictive, that still give back, that honor you, honor what you do and what you want to be known for.
Our foundation, just investing in 1 year, does not allow us to dream, does not allow us to turn the corner. Yeah. It is, how are we getting long-term commitments that are over 3 to 5 years so that we can do that? And people want like generational change. And I'm like, that doesn't happen overnight. No. It does not happen overnight. And let me just give you an example really quick if
please, I can. Please do.
My mama she had me at an early age, 16. Her mama had her at an early age. I had my child at an early age. And it didn't hit me. I was running down the stairs to send her off to college, right? Mm-hmm. And at that moment, we had broke that generational curse. Mm. And not knowing, it took me 18 years to shift her pendulum, to shift her trajectory. Mm. And it was those peoples, the mentors who poured into her all of those times that shifted that change. And funders think that change happens overnight. And I'm just telling you, it took me 18 years to make a change in her trajectory. And so again, funding an organization for 1 year, thinking that you're going to get these huge impact of change is not ideal. So
thank you for that. What advice would you give to leaders of a foundation like myself and those viewing this looking to engage in philanthropy and social impact?
Yeah, first be tethered to something. None of this work happens without my God, of being obedient to His word in His way. So be obedient to your cause. Stay the course, regardless if you are a believer or non-believer. Stay the course. Find alignment. Don't let anybody shift you from what you know that you are called to do. That is the first thing, because there are going to be many naysayers, many haters, many distractors. Stay the course. And even if you get a no, there are millions of yeses. There's a saying, praise your no's. Praise your no's. And sometimes, as hard as that is, praise them. And then for our funders, hold them accountable to the work that they say that they are here to do. Thirdly, build your own fund. All of our Black organizations should have an endowment fund, a reserve fund. We don't talk about that enough because that is the fund that keeps on giving in perpetuity.
Exactly.
Build your own fund. Encourage our funders to fund your own fund for operating cost and need. And so those are the things that I would tell any woman who is stepping into this space. You don't get off the hook. You have to start helping us propel and build our own. We need to create our own and stay the course. Be obedient to something. And watch what that happens, and praise your nose.
Praise your nose. Well, you all heard it here. This has been a very enlightening just time to really just have you watch you reflect on the successes over the years, the way you've been able to strategically move to make it happen, be early, be on time, praise your nose, all the things, holding people accountable. Can't say enough. Thank you so much, Sade.